learning the latest dance moves.
He can. All right. So, you're about kicking off. So was that sorry? So, first of all, let's just as much as I hate to say this, let's just calibrate on equipment and everything else. I'm actually going to.
Okay, shutting
I
up now.
thought you liked him on being scruffy.
Love him on being scruffy. All right. So where we are is you guys are a week into the trip to Gahand, sailing from Jamua, the very nice short little running out set journey, as it were, like all, you're doing the Arctic exploration and you're sailing to Anchorage first. Before you head out into the great Arctic wasteland that is everything but Anchorage, Alaska. So you're just running it out now. Obviously, a couple of things are going on. You guys have shown some particular interest in what's going on with the captain, who has a welded closed door to the general public. But Nilette knows that there is an entrance that is working, which takes you up to the captain's quarters from the bridge, and you also know that the captain appears to be writing navigation commands for the ship to enter the slipstream and navigate the slipstream and other things, and they're being coded with the captain's personal signature.
And we also knew that there was going to be windows outside potentially.
Correct. Well, you think there's windows into the captain's bridge, but who's on the who ended up with outside responsibilities? Pripyat. Oh, that's
right. Although, as written in Lily's wonderful thing, I think he's that bad at it that no one really checks on him to do that. So, well, that's the theory. And remember,
I think we established that everyone's just given up on you.
What was it? What was the term we used?
Weaponized incompetence.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
I love that.
Sorry to do a sidebar. I think I asked this before, but what job did your Trefo get assigned? Because that would just be funny.
Good question. Your Trefo. What did you do?
I think I said it would be funny both if he got the job in the galley that Pripyat rejected, because, someone who's essentially a Coriolis having to scrub dishes would be hilarious, but also it would be equally hilarious if he's just assigned the ship, priest higher position, so he can swan around just doing nothing.
I mean, he's the natural choice for it.
Especially seeing as Pripyat did an insight roll back in our first adventure and knows that he's not particularly into the whole religion thing, but he still gets away with it.
Yeah, he's super chill about the whole. Like, he's certainly no religious fanatic. So, in accordance with his clan's general attitude to the navigators and the other guilds, which is broadly accommodation, not rejection or competition. So yeah, he's chill. He's you see him. Actually, I don't know. Do you try and track down what he's doing? Like, do you actually I mean, do you talk to him about it? What do? He seems to have no particular responsibility.
Did Amon want to talk to him about those ancient languages that he heard in his dreams, or are we not really wanting to disclose that yet? Also, I just kind of wanted to hear Pripyat's reaction to someone else not having to have a job, I guess, would be how he sees it.
He's quite used to the Coriolis not really doing much use anyway, so...
So, good. So your Trepo is always around... he's He's angled himself into responsibility, and you guys all realise what the actual job your Treppo has taken on your third day of the cruise, or probably about fifth day. When it is announced that there's concern that there's not enough social cohesion in the crew, and so your Treppo is organising a trust team building games night for the crew to attend.
Oh no, he's that guy.
He's that guy.
Purser. He's the purser now.
And he's been doing some historical research. So he's acquired a large, heavy leather ball, or fake leather ball, and a very, very preppy, perpy sort of young crew member who will be leading a calisthenics session for all members of the crew, including star jumps.
Right.
And I just want to say the star jumps specifically comes from from one of my grads many years ago, who was very athletic and took on the role of making sure that through an entire day of workshops, there would be star jumping every 30 to 40 minutes. It was a beautiful day. So good. So that's where you guys are at.
In Paranoia, he'd be the happiness officer.
He is the happiness officer. And yeah, so on day 5, you're all gathered together and given the dubious honour of passing a medicine ball between your legs up and down long rows of people to build trust and confidence. There's also, people putting blindfolds on and falling backwards and being caught by the other people. There's, I think, for what it's worth, Lily, I think everyone is spending their entire real lives avoiding all of these experiences. Not just you, but can I get a vibe check, please? Might need to go grab a drink of water a sec.
Yeah.
Can I get a vibe check, please, from everyone? Empathy or insight, your call. And you only need to make the roll if A, you do commit to the engagement, in which case it's an empathy roll. B, you appear to engage in the experience, in which case it's an insight roll. Or you completely and fundamentally reject the premise of all of this activity and want nothing to do with it, in which case it's not a roll at all. But it will be noted for later reference.
Alright.
Hanging on the edge of the cliff. He's the only one that can save you. You can come to my...
Elite is going into this wholeheartedly.
Alright, insight.
It's like, yeah.
So I can assume that Nillette is all in. Oh wow.
Yeah, she's 100% in.
So is the insight pretending? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're inciting? Okay, can I add my actor to
You
that?
can. You absolutely can.
Thank you very much.
No worries. I respect that Ben rolled 1 dice.
Really? It should be 2, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just showing me 1 dice. Okay, that's a bit weird. All right. No. Okay,
Right,
cool.
all good.
So Ben, no successes on the empathy. Did actually try and engage though. Points for trying to engage, Ben. Points.
I think he tries, but he's just really awkward.
Yeah. Nillette, 2 successes.
Just
Jesus
like back on the lighthouse.
She's. You're like the super. You're like just joining in, aren't you? You're like fully engaged,
100%.
shouting "woo" from the back table.
Yeah, she's the woot girl.
Yeah,
Woot girl.
she's the woot girl.
Woot girl.
We all know who we're talking about. The woot person, or woot people. Who fully engage, and not only that, try and rev everyone else up to be engaged.
Yeah. Because it's not fun that way.
It is more fun. By the way, just on that note, the captain doesn't come just in case you're wondering. And hilariously, I have real dice because I opened up the rest of the, the Flowers of Algorab. So I'm just gonna give my mate Benny a roll. See how he does at not participating. Oh, yeah, no, he's pretty good. Yeah, no. So Benny carries it off. Benny's an old hand at appearing to be fully invested in whatever is going on around him. It's a camouflage that he's developed over the years. So Benny is noted for his very positive participation as well. And Aman, you have successfully pretended to give a shit.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I do care, but I'm willing to pretend that I care, and maybe that's enough. And it turns out it is in this case.
I just don't want to get on the bad side.
No, people will notice, and then you'll be judged.
But this does nothing. Anyway,
all right. So that is going on. So you now know what your Trepo's doing. He is the morale officer, is his official title, for the Arcander. A role he feels he's perfectly suited for. By the way, everyone, as he announces at the end of the social gathering where you're all exposed to various forms of embarrassment, next week we'll be having a classical appreciation session. He'll be bringing his best Third Horizon recordings.
Wow, they're very old.
They are very old. They're more than 200 years old. Of the Dawood singers, who were these kind of super mournful, what's her name from Egypt? Real person. Super famous. I can't remember her name. She's like this amazing singer. She was like everything in Egypt for like 30 years. I have to look her up again. Anyway, she had this very mournful kind of singing style that is pretty cool. So it's very much in that style. So he's going to be bringing his recordings from pre the Lost Horizon and play them, which will be super depressing because it's also like it's depressing songs from the place that was really good in comparison to where you are now. So it's super unthoughtful. He's not showing his best colours, I don't think. Okay, so sweet. So you guys are there. You engage with your Trepo. Obviously, the life of the ship continues around you. You had a vague idea of, is there a plan to climb onto the outside of the ship to see if you can see into the captain's cabin? And if so, who's doing it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think Aman and Pripyat were going to do that. Is that right?
Mainly because
because I'll be out there anyway at some point.
And I just want to effing do
it. You don't want to do it, or you do want to do it?
I do want to do it.
Yes, well, I would.
Well, I mean, okay, it's excitement, but really I spent my life standing on the hull of a ship, so it's not excitement. It's not the journey to get there. It's actually what's at the end of the journey that excites me.
Nice. By the way, can someone remind me, are any of you staying in the shuttle?
We've left Rada on the shuttle, I suspect.
Rada's on the shuttle.
Right. I'm actually staying on there, sleeping on it.
Yeah, so you're staying on the ship as well.
Yeah, me and Rada were on the shuttle.
So Aman is sleeping on the shuttle. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Millie was enjoying the ability to spin around in the room and not touch the walls with her hands.
And skirts that spin out, I imagine.
And falling backwards on the bed.
Yeah. I can. All right, cool. And Ben, you're staying in a cabin on the ship, not on the shuttle. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yep. And Pripyat, obviously, you're also doing the cabin thing. Okay.
In a cabin, befitting his status. That's right.
Status as special advisor to the to the exploration mission.
Yes, he's gonna probably see if we can get a plaque made up or something to put on the door.
Nice. Well, make a I guess it's an empathy roll for manipulating other people. So go for it. Or are you going to try something else to get your
Well,
plaque
I
made
know
up?
I've got it, but I was thinking about using my charmer.
You can definitely use charmer. There's no debate about that at all.
Great. Okay. Okay. What? Hello. Anytime you're ready. Oh shit! What happened there? No. Sorry, I seem to be having some.
Have you popped out your character sheet?
I have done that. Is that the problem?
Usually, because what happens is then the dice pool thing opens up somewhere randomly else, and then you can never
I've
find
closed
it.
it now. That's fine.
That's been my
that
my
drove
lived
me
experience.
crazy for ages, and then I figured it out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, in that case, empathy, and yes, add a talent. Let's have a look. Charmer. Yeah, boy.
Here it goes. Oh, look at that. One success. Hey. All right, you're able to convince the crewman on the ship, and actually, specifically, a member of the machining part of the ship. So there's an engineering section or subsection in maintenance and support, I think they are. I have a whole list of names. It's quite useful, really. Engineering and machinist. Oh, that's it there. Kefala Feldurum. Who's a sort of early 30s woman. Surprisingly attractive, perhaps, for a member of the engineering team. Like, she seems to, pretty herself up quite regularly and, make an effort to get the grease off, unlike many of her colleagues. She's happy for the cost of just a few very small rook to to make you a plaque that you can stick on your door.
Fantastic. Where?
Maybe you're going to check for this role to see how good she does.
That's a good question. Do you want me to roll
Because
for her? Yeah.
Pripyat is actually quite a complicated name.
That's true.
Well, but Pripyat would probably do, being a leader, he would probably, and if she is attractive, he would probably take her under his wing and try and mentor her through this program. So, happy to help. Hands on. Oh, not hands on.
I see. In the time of Epstein files, here we are.
Zephod, he's just this guy,
She does a pretty good job of making your little thing. It's got some nice flourishes to it, and it's actually quite attractive.
Right. Fantastic. He's very happy with that. Get that on the door. It would probably say, yeah, I don't know. Pripyat, I'll have to think of that. Pripyat Katastrova, lead. What are we doing? Not explorer, something like that.
Well, you're on the search for the Nadir.
We're on an expedition.
Yes. Expedition leader.
Science lead.
By the way, you do it in the process. You kind of probably end up looking up what your official title is.
Yeah, what is that?
You are actually registered as a special advisor to the ruling council.
Oh, okay, well, that sounds good. That's what it would be.
Can Pripyat make a logic roll for me, please?
Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, okay.
So Pripyat, you look this up. You're the special advisor to the council. That sounds way more important than, hull scrubber. And it becomes quite apparent to you that whilst you probably can't tell the captain what to do, you actually have a fair amount of authority, because you're literally emissaries of the council on this expedition. Now, how far you choose to share that particular insight, I will allow you to decide. But
at this point, he's not going to do get it announced through the klaxon or whatever they call it. The ship's call. But he's considering having someone announce it every time they enter. He enters the mess hall, or there's a
Right.
dinner or something like that. Maybe even getting something made up. He's got
Okay.
plenty of money,
All right.
so maybe
No.
he's thinking about that.
Fair enough.
If you want a sycophant, Benny's perfect for it.
Benny is very good.
Oh yeah, you
at-
definitely need to get Benny to be your like announcer factotum person.
Yeah, I mean Benny can do it almost better than anyone.
Yeah, and I would, intimate that he's also Benny's also my personal guard as well. So it's just in case. Invariably, when I do offend someone, they have to deal with Benny first.
I think you probably got the wrong idea about Benny.
Yeah,
By all means.
hard to say.
All right, so let's do the we're crawling around the outside of the ship. We're gonna have a crack at this.
Me and the special envoy, hey?
Yeah, you and the special envoy. All right, so can I get a general, and only one of you needs to make this roll. The other person can assist. A exosuit / hull roll, please. If you have a speciality in exosuits or 0G
Not
or
yet.
maneuvering of any
Funny
kind.
enough, Nilette's actually probably the best person to do this, but
And the light is busy inside the bridge,
okay, all right.
navigating.
So it's it's an agility roll.
Mm.
If you don't have any specific expertise, then it's an agility roll, and you get a bonus die, I assume, because Pripyat is helping.
Okay. I'd just like to say I've got my magnetic boots on.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
That's all happening.
Okay.
All right, good. Excellent. So he's given me one. That's nice. Let's see how we go. Well, hey!
Well, hey, we didn't
Got
fail.
2 out of 3.
Wow, you're only rolling 3 dice? Holy shit.
Absolutely.
Wow, okay.
There you go, Jess. There's those rolls happening from a crappy day.
Oh, yeah.
Counterbalance.
Well,
I would
my
suggest that
agility is only 4, so it's not like I'd have been doing any better.
Yeah, but you at least have. You've got 0G or
I think you're thinking of Rada.
no. Nilette
I've
has
got-
something.
Exo specialist.
Oh, that'll do
There you
it.
go.
Yeah, that's it.
That
Yeah,
one.
that's the one. Exo specialist. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Anyway,
All
we're
right.
gonna have fun on our own, aren't we, Pripyat?
All right,
Let's go.
2 successes though, so very impressive. So you do all the right things. You keep the boots on. You've got the tethering cables attached. You're running both independent and line-based oxygen. So you've got independent tanks in case the line base, in case it all falls.
Mhm.
So you're doing everything right. So you're clambering over the side of the ship. You're exposed to the experience of the slipstream, which is this sort of, riling sort of scene outside of the ship of these cascading waves of light moving past you like shoals and water movement. You can see
Don't
sort
stare
of.
at it square on, Pripyat.
Yeah, you can sort of see stars, but it's actually masked, if you will, or obscured by the slipstream effect itself, so that's really hard to see. But you clamber over the side, and every now and then you can see this kind of St. Elmo's fire sort of effect of the slipstream energies interacting with the hull of the Arcander, which you gracefully avoid. So that's, awesome. You clamber
I
over.
was a hull guard, by the way, so
Yeah,
there's probably
apparently
some.
not a fantastic one though, based on the dice.
Well, I got positioned somewhere and I just stood there watching all the board effects.
I had 3 people roll me out. They just planted me.
Basically.
They turned on the shoes, and that was it. That was how it worked. And then I held a gun. That was it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well.
Cool.
So you sail. So you clamber carefully and slowly across the deck. You clamber over the hull lip, and then come across to the top of the ship. Now, as you're doing this, you can obviously see that the Arcanda, as you kind of already knew, has been retrofitted. There's lots of patching. It looks like people have come along and levered off blight scale and other things at various points. Like some of the ship hull has been eaten into, but you can see the signs of blight barnacles and other things that have been excised from the ship. So there's all this damage everywhere. There's no rust because you're not in atmospheres, so oxidization.
What was this ship? Like,
It's pretty
doing local runs,
but it was also a bit old.
Yeah.
It's not a new ship, and it was doing local runs, and not being taken well care. Like it wasn't being well maintained over that period. They weren't spending a lot of money on it. So there's lots of. I mean, the maintenance is good in the sense that it seems to have been effective, but it's not pretty. Like people have, main forced. Whereas, if you're on a great ship with proper money, like the one you were on when you went sailing last time, it'd look really pretty. Of course, what it looked like on the inside might have been a different story, as you might recall. So out into the darkness you go. You clamber over the hull. You're walking along towards the captain's kind of sort of bridge zone. You now both of you can now. Well, key questions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like the ship has cameras? Like it has external sensors and other things, right? Like it's not without such things. So, first question: are you trying to avoid being seen?
I have a question as well, a counter question. Do we have would we have an isolated audio channel? The two of us can speak to each other, or would that go through a wider broadcast sort of thing?
No, I imagine you've got line of sight communication on the outside of the ship because actually the slipstream can't carry any signals. So I'm literally imagining you've got photonic, you're literally flashing lights at each other and sending data on light streams. So as long as you've got direct line of sight, you communicate. Once you're out of line of sight, you need repeating stations that are literally bouncing light beams around to you.
Yeah.
And I assume, because I'm looking out for ice, is there like a tool that the ice people would normally use?
Yeah, you've got literally the equivalent of a sort of this big. It's kind of shovel in shape.
Yeah.
But it's got this big flat blade at the end of it, and you literally slide it under the ice and lever it off the ship, and it just goes back out into the slipstream and disappears. Right. So
I picture it much like the Dune.
The thing that they use
to ride the worm.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I would assume that we, as part of our cover, we'd probably both have one of those each, and so if we get seen by the cameras, if anyone notices us, then it looks like we've got a reason for being out there.
Okay.
But yes, we will try and avoid the cameras.
Yes,
as best we can.
Yep. Okay. Can I get a agility roll if you've got a stealth talent or a talent that you could argue? You could use acting in this case. I'd actually accept that because it might be that you don't actually hide from the cameras. You just look like you belong, if that makes sense. Like, hey, we're just doing the blight ice thing, so that's what we're doing. So actually, well, that's probably the binary question. So if you're actually trying to avoid the cameras, like properly avoid them, then I think
it's a stealth thing.
It's a stealth thing, but you could be using logic as opposed to agility because you're not darting from shadow to shadow with these giant metal boots. It's more that you go, there's a camera over there. If we go all the way around this side, we'll be fine. Which feels more like logic than agility. So logic for that problem, or perception? Actually, perception. No, perception. That's a better answer. Sorry, I'm working it out as we go. So it's perception because you're spotting the cameras and then you're walking around them.
I went from a 3 to a 5 to a 3.
Beautiful.
I know. Exactly the same. We got the.
And then if you're just trying to look like you belong, but not actually trying to hide from the cameras, then it's empathy plus acting or similar related talent.
All right.
It is as it's just a reconnoiter initially.
Mhm.
I feel we're better off making just brazing our way through it like we're meant to be there.
All right. So basically, acting.
Yeah.
I don't have acting, but it's just what did you say?
It's an empathy roll.
Empathy roll.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at that, from what I understand.
It wouldn't appear so, but yes.
Make me a roll.
Actor. Okay.
Bloody
wow.
hell. All right, Pripyat.
All right. I
That's
might
it.
try doing what he's doing. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's it. I think I have to. I think I have to retire from the game.
Pripyat, who like he's just in the moment. He's the perfect.
What's my motivation?
What's terrifying is he looks like he knows what he's doing when you know actually he doesn't. But he carries it off so well that people are going to go, "Fuck, that guy's actually really good at this job." All right,
hacking at bits away of
hacking a bits away. Non-existent eyes. Hacking up non-existent eyes.
bits of the ship.
All right, so with all that in mind, you clamber over the ship. You get to the big, sort of heavily reinforced crystalline viewing port on the captain's cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's crystalline, so you can see out, you can see in. It's a little bit murky. It's not like clear glass. Like that's not the effect. But you can make out some detail inside it. So what you can see immediately is there's a captain. Like there's a kind of cabin. It's quite large. Obviously, it's captain's cabin. You can see in the middle of the cabin, there's a large rectangular object, which is a bit hard to make the detail out of. It's not a table or something like that. Like it's got more dimensionality. It's like thicker and deeper than a table. It's like
but it is still lengthwise on the ground.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not vertical or anything.
It's not vertical. No.
Okay.
It's on the ground. It's about the size of a decent sized table, so it's pretty big. For the inside of a cabin, it seems to be dominating most of the space. And yeah, well, that's what you can see. Without any dice rolling. That's what you can see without any dice rolling.
Okay.
I suppose if we probably wait just to see if there's any movement, that would probably be one of the things that Pripyat would be looking for.
There is no movement.
Okay, cool.
All right. So this crosses off number one, which is a all eyes, all tentacle creature pressing up against the window. Go. But I've got two or three other suspicions.
Unless it's like a cuboid tentacle monster. Yeah. Right.
All right. Well, we can't see any movement. We can always just try shining a torch in there.
You can.
Shining the headlamps.
Yep. Okay, so you turn up the headlamps to their maximum luminosity.
Mm-hmm.
And blast them through the crystalline sort of thing to try and make out more detail.
Yeah.
It's kind of effective. It's kind of not, because the crystalline structure is actually
diffuse
the light and send it scattering.
Yep. We do the best we can.
So make perception rolls for me, please. And if you think you've got a talent that applies, go for it. And add a dice. Add a dice for the big headlamps that you're turning on.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to guess that lookout wouldn't count because that's only threats, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
And you might have some sus thoughts, but it's not currently a threat per se. All right, you both get one success. Do either of you want to push?
I don't.
No, I didn't think so. I saw the number of ones you were pulling out.
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
I'll take the win.
So you glare the lamp through. You're able to make out the shape more clearly. It is like a cryo tube or chamber. So a hibernation chamber, by the looks of it, or a medical chamber, like it's that kind of thing.
Mhm. Okay.
But that's all you make out. Yeah, you don't.
Are there like computers and stuff around or anything like that?
If there are, you're not able to make them out as
Okay.
distinct items.
That's cool.
But normally these units kind of come with their own, like it's built into the unit.
Yep.
So the sort of the smarts of the unit are pretty self-contained.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's all we're really going to get.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Nilette might have to go up the stairwell.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
Well, shy of smashing something and then breaking in, I don't think that's what we want to do.
yeah.
I think we either assume that he's in some sort of stasis, or whomever is there. That the captain might not even be there, but
Correct. Usually, if you're going to change the crew, something's happened with the captain. So,
yeah.
All right. He had a water skiing accident. Now he controls his ship from a tube.
But he was missing from the very start, so surely that means when we left, he was
in there.
He
Yeah,
was
in
absolutely.
stasis the whole time.
Yeah.
So they knew before we took off.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
So you may
absolutely.
not recall, but he's been basically missing in action for almost a year.
Yeah.
right. Okay,
So he's running the ship from his tube.
if it's him,
It could
Yeah.
be partly him.
partly, yes, yes. Some parts of him remain. Yes, I think that's
It could be I don't know. We're going to find out. He may be augmented with some intelligence.
All right, so this is a conversation
anyway,
we're all having.
This is what we're doing when we're walking back.
Yeah. So you get back inside. That's all fine.
Yeah.
You've got this piece of information. A kind of obvious question, but my working assumption is you're kind of picking at this issue, not trying to main force it, if that makes sense. So you're not
Correct.
like, oh, well, let's go and get a welding torch and cut our way in, right? Like,
Correct.
that would be a reasonably extreme response to what you have as information.
Correct.
And likely to activate the rest of the crew.
Absolutely. So this was a reconnoiter to see if we could see what was in there, and we
Yep.
we did that. Now we got to actually come up with a plan that involves Nilette or whoever getting in there to suss it out.
All right. So you guys are
So we're flying casual and low key.
Sure.
Yeah.
That night, Aman,
Yeah.
you're sleeping in the shuttle. When at 1 a.m. in the morning, the shuttle is currently receiving air and energy from the ship. So you've got these big cables running into the ship, right? That are powering the ship, because you're not running off your own independent power source while you're sitting inside the ship. Like,
fair enough.
Well, I mean, unless you really want to, but you're going to be draining your own reactor.
No.
It's not really sensible. So at 1 a.m. in the morning, there is a significant power surge into the ship, and basically a number of systems experience damage as a result. So the ship receives a spike in energy that shouldn't have occurred, because there's breakers and other things.
There's buffers and things, exactly.
That are meant to stop that from happening. But at 1 a.m. in the morning, and it is literally at 1 a.m. in the morning, you get a spike of power, and everything goes boo, and your life support goes offline, which is fine because you've still got oxygen in the ship. Like, it's not like you're about to die or anything. But yeah, the ship suffers minor but problematic damage as a result of a bunch of things happening.
Okay. Well, I'll get up and check this out. Now, where's the bot?
Well, deactivated. Well, in sentry mode. That's probably
Yep.
the right word.
Okay.
So it's currently attached to your roof, doing nothing other than sitting there.
Yep, that's cool. Okay.
Now it runs off an independent power supply. As a small side note, because it is heirloom technology, so it's got a little battery that goes forever.
Yeah. Some depleted uranium core or
Yeah,
plutonium
exactly.
core.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will wake up Radar anyway.
Yep.
Because he's also on the ship.
Yep.
And we need to check this out.
Yep.
So put on the protective suit, the protective gear.
Yeah.
And take a look around.
Yep. I'm just checking. He doesn't have any particular. No, he does not. Okay. Cool.
He's my guard, basically.
Yeah, he is. Who do you have engineering-y type skills, or is that an alert? Who's got?
No, I've got jury rig and I've got lots of logic,
okay,
and I have an electro specialist.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah,
make a logic plus electro specialist roll for me,
which is my only 2. I actually upped it. Any gear bonuses?
Do you have any gear to bonus it with?
Hell yeah.
Go for it.
Hell yeah.
Fill your boots. I mean, one piece of gear, like I mean.
No, I'll use my I do have an electronics toolkit. Perfect. So yeah, +2 on that. Where are we? Oh my god. Fine tools, that's it. Okay.
My, that is a few dice.
Yeah, a lot of ones though.
A lot of ones. But 1 6.
Yeah.
All right. So you do a bit of, dicking around with what's going on. You're able to work out that the buffers were formally disengaged. So the breakers were disengaged.
Is that a manual process?
No, it can be done via, if you've got the right
accesses to the ship,
you can override them.
Okay. Right. All right. Well, I definitely have a suspicion on what did this. So at this stage, I'm just going to disengage all this stuff in case it continues.
Yep.
So disconnect our shuttle.
Unplug everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plan will be to, I'd probably stay awake for an hour or so, just looking things over. The long-term plan for this is to actually have an intermediary battery of some sort.
Yep. So put your own breakers in. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And do the repairs to the ship is probably going to take my time.
Yes, it will. It'll take you a couple of days of finding, tracing, and repairing.
Yeah. And I'll use Radar as spare hands.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can I get another electro specialisty roll with your fine tools? Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the whole shebang out.
Come on, let's do this. There we go, 3.
Yeah, that's way better. Okay, cool. It's going to take you a couple of days, but you're able to put in your own buffer effectively that'll shunt, or at least the fuse will burst if it gets a spike. And it takes you a good solid 2 days of work to kind of fix all the damage. It's all minor though, like nothing major has damaged your ship.
Yeah.
But it is inconvenient and annoying.
And rather coincidental.
Surprising. Yeah, look, accidents happen, mate, and coincidences.
And we could probably consider this a warning.
Do what you want not with the information you have before you. That's my free advice.
Okay, no worries. Well, that's what I'm doing for the next couple of days, guys.
All right, so those of you who have not been involved in hunting up the captain, or at least not hunting the captain in this direct fashion, so to ask the question, Ben, what are you doing, Ben? What's Ben's role again? What's Ben's job?
Yeah, he's on guard duty.
On guard
And he's
duty.
getting,
You're
like-
on colonel guard duty, aren't you? You're like to stop mutinies and shit, aren't you?
Yeah, except Ben's like getting really, really into it because this is pretty much like his old job again.
Oh, so he's
and
like super into it, like kind
Oh
of.
yeah, he is totally into it.
Weren't you
Um,
training folk as well?
Yeah, like Ben's full on trying to train everyone up, whether they like it or not. And
running
he's
daily,
like,
you know.
he's managed to get Malcure on side because now they like get to actually use their key to open the armory and feel really important, and they get like reports and stuff even if they don't read them, and they get to sign off stuff. And the old Madeira gets to like watch training and make a few wise words at the end or something. And so he's managed to get them on, well, as long as Thomas says it's okay, he's managed to politic them on side. And yeah, he's basically having a ball. But unfortunately, maybe it's like reminding him a little bit too much of his own job, because he's starting to have, so previously he'd been able to sort of forget his old life a bit, but despite the fact now he's feeling like more confident and competent than he has in a really long time, he's starting to remember a certain someone who he thought was almost certainly dead because they were probably shot out an airlock. But I don't know, maybe it's because he's just like in this job that was so much like his previous situation. He just can't stop thinking, what if they're still alive? And sometimes he thinks about asking Eutrapo, but he knows he won't like the answer and won't trust it either way, so doesn't do that. And it's just trying to get on with it and trying to keep as busy as he can. But sometimes like in the off times he can't help thinking about what happened in the past.
So while he's dwelling on dark secrets of his past and whether they feel like
Memory trouble
an
shared is
important point is that you don't actually like, Benni had a job, but Benni seems to have cottoned on to the idea that and this is your impression of Benni, what Benni's doing. It's up to you, in fact, whether you agree with it or not. But Benni has started to come to the guard training sessions every day. And when asked by anyone what he's doing now, he's very quick to explain that he's a member of the guard and is far too busy to do anything else.
Well, I mean, of course, he's Pripyat's guard, so he's got to train up.
Yeah, exactly. So he's pretty hopeless, unsurprisingly, perhaps. A kind of slightly gangly, certainly not particularly skilled user of anything. I don't imagine there's a firing range on the ship, so you're probably doing the classic sort of 1800s drills where you've got the weapons but with no ammunition in them, and like people are learning to shoulder them and walk around with them and carry them, and you show them how to operate them, but you're not actually allowed to fire them. Like, there's nowhere to shoot the guns. So, and Benni, even though the weapon is completely unloaded, gives you a deep sense of concern, fear, and genuine risk every time he picks it up.
Yeah, well, Ben's doing his best because he wants to encourage him, and also he Pripyat deserves his own special guard. So mainly he just like tries to concentrate on things like marching.
Cool.
And looking good.
Okay,
but
Benni does that, in a kind of slovenly sort of way, but he's carrying it off.
Okay. Um. So. Um. Well, seeing as you bring up Benny. Okay.
We can't have a
Well,
session where Benny doesn't feature.
am I
It's
am I allowed to like just do more personal drama stuff for a second, or?
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So. Um. Yeah, Benny, you brought up Benny. Okay, so Benny is really into those like icon charm sort of things.
He is. He's very into the icons. He's got all 12 of the icons, and then he's got all 13 of the icons, and then he's got like some additional view versions of the icons because each of the icons has different aspects, and he's got a couple of those as well. He's got scriptures. He's got little medallions and charms and bracelets. He's probably carrying so some of the icon followers believed in sort of, the alarm sect, for instance. He's very confident. Had a whole story about believing in these kind of assassin saints. So he
Whoever they may be.
whoever they may be. So he's got like the finger bone of an assassin saint that he is absolutely confident will protect him from the great dark between the stars. Then he's got something that actually is about the great dark in the stars in case the finger doesn't work, and he's covered, on the. I first of all I try to reject it. If that fails, I can at least beg for my life, kind of attitude. So yeah, he's got heaps. He's all
Beg
over
them
it.
to take someone else.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, sure. So, talking about like weird dreams and stuff. You know, so a few nights back, Ben woke up. He thought he heard someone knocking at the door, in his half asleep state. It was weird. He thought it was Jamila, but then as if this was just normal. Then opening the door, there was no one there. He looks down and he sees this small charm, and he thinks that Benny must have been there. Maybe he picks it up and it's the judge, and he looks around again, thinking, "Did Benny just like drop this? He's the one that has all these charms, and he's literally dropping them all over the ship sometimes." And maybe Benny would come to complain about the rat situation again. I don't know. He looks at the charm again, and now it's the living icon. He put it back on a table and went to sleep, and then when he woke up, it was no longer there. So he just concluded the whole thing's a dream.
Sure.
But his sleep continues to be disturbed. He hears the voice of the living icon or the judge or Jamila. They sound like one and the same. They're telling him he did the right thing. Occasionally, he finds himself wondering perhaps they're right. If the wardens and Jamila are right and the blight isn't something to fear but should be embraced, he tries not to think of these things and just focus on the mission and training in front of them.
Awesome. Okay, so just to add to that, if I may.
Sorry.
No, that's perfect. That's awesome. So those dreams that you're having, they're about. There's also this kind of undercurrent that folds through it, and it's all about you personally, sort of being without, like even like a life without consequence. There's this kind of underlying current of almost whatever you did would have been right because you did it for the right reasons, like and you don't need to worry about consequences, like as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, anything you do is kind of okay. There's this, and that is definitively something that comes into your head a lot when you think about the living icon. And when you're waking up in this kind of fuse state that you talk about, and you're picking up the thing, just to add to that, so the next day, you was it a dream? Was it real? Was it a dream? What is it real? You are able to confirm that you opened the door physically at the time, that night. That you definitively got up, opened the door, closed it, at in the middle of the night, and the only memory you have of that is your dream.
Okay. And yeah, sorry about going off on a sidetrack on my own random character stuff rather than actually doing useful things. But
No,
hey, I
no.
think once we start delving,
Any
you know.
opportunity to bring my favorite living icon into the game is going to be well started. Because there's not enough of that in the world. Okay, so and by the way, if Benni is happy to talk to you about any and all of the icons, like, so if you ask him, he's a font of knowledge. This is the one thing that you realize he might actually know about. Like, he genuinely does know his shit when it comes to the icons. He's pretty comprehensively educated.
Okay.
And actually can read you chapter and verse on all of the icons.
You seem to know a lot about the icons. I greatly admire that.
Yes.
Where did you learn so much? Even the Coro. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I've you seem highly educated.
Oh, well, yes, because I don't like to admit it, but my mother was a Coriolis. She brought me up right. And then, you have one bout of bad luck, so you go, you talk to someone, you find out about how to break that bad luck, and suddenly you're learning about that, and then you have another bout of bad luck, and then you talk to that person, because the first person didn't work, and then you need a third person, so you meet them. So yes, yes, absolutely, yes, I have studied all of the great icons. I've checked them all out, and if I can just say, I really think, considering where we are and what we're doing, you would benefit from, say, a spider icon. The spider, the great traveler in the stars, the weaver of webs, the trapper of the dead, could be very helpful. That's all I'm saying. If you want some luck, for our voyage, I think the trapper of the dead, the lurer in the dark. I mean, not to pray to them, but to pray against them, if that makes sense. To hope that they will not take us, but rather take another ship or another crew. It's the best we can do in these types of experiences. The other one I could help you pray to is the dancer. She's the most beautiful of all of the icons, and full of grace, and I've seen you practicing and skilling, and you might find the dancer to be really, resonant, and she protects those who bring grace and joy to the world. I mean, we all remember the stories of the great, courtesans and others of the followers of Alarm, and she could be very helpful. Of course, the worshippers of Alarm fell into darkness, when they rejected the icon, and followed, those foul beings from the second horizon. But we shouldn't talk about that. And he stops talking.
Sorry, no, that's me as a player.
No,
Knowing the background for that one. One of the few things I know about the Third Horizon. But anyway, oh, and how many rook would that be for this?
Oh no, I'd have to make it for you.
I see. Now,
I mean,
I've
yes, go. Sorry.
I've noticed that this charm. I have to admit I don't know much about the living icon.
Whoa, hold on.
What do you know about it?
Okay, make an insight roll for me.
All right.
No.
Yeah, that's about on par for Ben's insight.
Did you want to push it?
Uh, as fun as my pushes have been so far, no, I'll just leave that.
Okay. Um. Um. Benny stops talking for a second. Looks at you and goes, "Oh, you should stay right away from that one."
I see, but you have a charm. You have a charm of that one.
No, no, I have a charm of the spider, the dweller in the dark. I have charms of the beast, but not the living icon.
I see. The beast,
Yes, the dancer's other incarnation.
of course.
But you know, you don't want to know about the beast.
All right. Well, we should probably start getting back to the drills now. Anyway, I'm sure that Special Advisor to the Ruling Council, Pripyat Katastrova, is very impressed with the progress that you have made. I believe he's investigating some matter with the captain. He might need your help with that at some point. So,
Oh, okay. Wow. Really? Wow. I had no idea. Okay. Wow. The captain. All right. And just to ask on that note, Nilette, what are you doing in relation to all of this carry on?
Well, no, it's really torn. Because she is really loving working on the bridge and learning about how to use the astrolabe she got and about navigation and all this
Now that
stuff.
she's a member in good standing of the Navigators Guild again.
This girl.
Having
Yes.
sold out
And
all of her, ethics for the mainline
Yeah.
opportunity of wealth and power. Yep. No
yeah,
judgment, just
so
saying.
she's very conflicted.
She's not really, is she?
And
She's actually fully embracing it. She's like fully into the astrolabe. I mean, maybe she has this slight twinge every now and then where she remembers that she was meant to be rejecting them, but actually it's all about the astrolabes.
yeah, now she's like really into that.
Yeah.
Now she's had some bad experiences in the past of opening her mouth and pointing out the problems that are blindingly obvious to her because she thought that everybody would want to fix them, and that like the reason their problems weren't fixed was because nobody knew about them. Not she just didn't understand that people were like actively ignoring them.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that happens.
But now she's starting to think that like maybe she should keep her mouth shut a little bit more. But she really wants to investigate what is up that ladder. So she's trying to figure out like how to do that without like just being really obvious about it in the way she has in the past. But she's still probably being quite obvious because she's no stealth, no subtlety, nothing.
Okay.
So she's like walking past that ladder multiple times a day and she's always looking up there.
All right, so well, that's a great segue to all of you kind of gathering together, because like that's not a problem you have to solve by yourself, Nolette. That could be a team problem. So the tricky bit is there's usually between 2 and 3 bridge crew on the bridge at any one time, including yourself.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of bridge crew. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crew plus yourself. So they're not long shifts, or they're long shifts, and there's usually, say, 2 people on the bridge at any one time. Because most of the time you're just traveling through the slipstream. Like, as long as you're not jumping in and out, it's mostly someone keeping watch and someone making sure that the person who's keeping watch is awake.
Yeah.
But that does mean at any one time it's you and one other person on the bridge normally. If you want to go up this, and it's not a big place, like there's no stealthing in this room. Like it's a very small, it's a small space, and there's a ladder going up in the middle of it. All right, so I leave it for the brains trust of all of you to decide what you might want to do to create space for Nilette to climb the ladder. Thoughts, people? What are you doing? What do you think?
First question: cameras on the ship.
Mostly on the outside of the ship. Bizarrely, there's not heaps of cameras on the inside of the ship.
Oh, okay.
There are cameras on the entryway to the bridge.
Yeah.
And on the entryways to the main engineering reactor section, and on the armory.
Okay. Yeah.
So the places where you'd really want to know if someone was trying to
Do
get
something.
in.
Yeah.
But there's not like cameras in every corridor.
Okay. All right.
Well, Nalette is wondering if she can use her own personal experience, but against another person, and perhaps slip a magic mushroom tip to whoever she's on.
You must try this soup. It's excellent. Well, if that's what you want to do, you can try and spoon feed someone hallucinogenic trippy soup.
Yeah, just
God.
because I'm assuming like there's like mushroom jerky, because that's what she got high on, was eating a
Yep.
little bit of mushroom jerky.
Yep.
Yeah, so trying to do the same thing to whoever is on the shift with her when we decide to do it.
Yeah, of course.
It's because it's either we try and get the other person out of the bridge for an emergency, or yes, we try and incapacitate them. Hopefully, in some way that they won't necessarily remember, or in some way that they won't tell anyone because they're too embarrassed. So it's either we drug them, or we drug them, or we try and get them out of the bridge. And I'm not sure getting them out of the bridge would have to be like an emergency of some kind, I imagine.
Yeah.
Pripyat is pretty charming, though. Like, surely he can at least keep someone busy for a while.
He could come up in his special envoy way to inspect the bridge and the operations to make sure everything is shipshape.
Yeah, I don't mind
He's pressing a random button.
What does this button do? But even still, if they're compass, even because it's a small space, so even if they're showing me around the bridge and I'm engaging them, Nalette going up the ladder is going to be pretty obvious.
Yeah. And the other thing
I
is
will
that
appear on
somebody might be actually looking in the cameras.
That's right, and I will appear on the camera. So it needs to be someone who's either dressed as crew who goes in with the lunch trolley, and then
there is definitively a lunch trolley.
Okay, right.
They absolutely get meals in the bridge. They don't leave the bridge to eat. Yeah.
Okay.
Pripyat didn't take that galley job after all.
I say Ben or I go with the lunch trolley with a little maid sort of apron. Anyway.
Yes, I mean, and it could be something, we put something in the food, it knocks them out, and then it could be, like food poisoning or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you could do something to stuff a system. You call for the tech support, i.e. me, and I just basically subdue the guy.
Right.
It's a shame there's no pine-scented air freshener in there this time.
They actually have a pine-scented air freshener detector system now. That's right.
You've got ages to plan it, but ultimately it comes down to a pretty simple decision. You've got one option, which is we just give the guy something that'll, we make an attempt to basically knock the guy out with drugs, or the person out. Orchid Bellechion, who is the Master Sentinel. Oh, no, that's the Master Sentinel. Hold on. No, that's not right. Flight crew, there they are. Uran Hooks, I love it. Uran Hooks.
Because
second algebraist.
There are...
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'm gonna go for the drug them to get them either high or knocked out, like just not compass mentors, because I know how effective that mushroom jerky was on me. So, like, I think that would work.
Yeah.
Well, there's stuff like what's it called? Orchid dust in the where that would becomes dazed and distracted, confused and distracted. That could help us.
Yeah.
We don't want the lethal one.
Yeah.
So
What's that?
you do. So Pripyat, you. Oh no, hold on. Who's the guard captain? Ben. So you become aware of a bit of a concern that Malquise, that there are narcotics on the ship, which they are confiscating, which are these little red seeds that when people chew them give a euphoric experience.
And like beetle nut. Betel nut.
I did earlier in the game when we first started. Pripyat bought some stuff called Arash, which heals exhausted and disheartened, making the user dazed. So maybe that's
it's a sheet.
Just
it's
smear.
literally hash.
Oh, okay. Well, how don't we just put that in a cup of tea or something? Oh, the awful tea, or in a sandwich. It's called Vegemite.
No, it's meant to be that bitter and horrible.
It's meant to be. It does. It hairs on your chest and such. So that might work. They do get obviously a roll against it, but I actually have some. So
all right.
If that's a plan.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Who's doing the concoction preparing? And whoever it is, as a hint, I think it should probably be I kind of feel like it's got to be. Oh, actually, it's a bit random, but maybe perception, in the sense that you're trying to like make it hard to detect. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not agility or something like that. Like it's like I want it to taste not like I've dosed you. So I think perception, because it's your ability to tell whether you've done a good job or not of hiding the flavor. That is the question at hand.
Would a Mon be the best one to like actually make up whatever it is with his like gardener experience, or
only if he was?
I just did the pipes, okay? I did the systems.
I wasn't actually preparing anything. I'm not actually.
I'm not a botanist.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I can
you're a
do
member
it,
of the
but I'm
Gardeners
not.
Guild. You must be a botanist.
Everybody assumes I can help their ficus.
like this every family gathering.
Gathering.
And he's got a lot of cousins. He's got a lot of cousins, so he's constantly being hammered. But my ficus is looking a bit dry. What should I do?
Just water it.
I tried watering it. It went brown.
They've got pamphlets for this sort of stuff.
All right, perfect. So we've established now that not all members of the Gardeners Guild are botanists. Good knowledge. Okay. All right. So there's the whole. So that literally happened. So Aman and Ben have the discussion about. Ben goes, "Well, you remember the Gardeners Guild? Can't you prepare it?" So
Ben is sorry for assuming.
I didn't mean anything by it. All right.
I think Nilette's actually the best to prepare it because you've got high perception.
I have very high perception. I got that.
And she's actually into food. She's good.
And she knows the mission.
She knows the mission. She's had deep experience of it. Specific and relevant experience.
Okay, but then someone needs to be the trolley person, or how we going to?
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay, all right. You're gonna.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking that. Or are you just going to take a sandwich and say, "Here, do you want some of my sandwich?"
Oh yeah. This spinach is very bitter. All right. Make a perception test as I suggested. If you have Okay, so sorry about that power interruption. All right, so we were literally, I think, about to roll for the attempt to sneak on. So someone was just about to say they were volunteering, I think, to be the galley person who was bringing up the food. Does that sound
Yeah.
alright?
I think I would like someone else in the room with me, so I'm not doing this all by myself. But yeah, Nalette has rolled 2 successes to slip something into the food.
Okay, awesome. So definitely successes. So no issue with that. Who is volunteering to be best cabin person impersonator?
Oh, I can do that if nobody else wants to. Because at least I have.
Get Benni to do it.
Well, what I'm going to suggest is that I actually at least have unarmed combat.
Yeah.
So I can at least subdue people.
Yep. I think that sounds
thumbs.
good.
Wow, getting thumbs. Flying thumbs.
All right, so make a acting roll for the third time or fourth time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What is my motivation?
Clayface,
All right.
Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. What is my motivation?
Oh, I was just thinking of
Such
Galaxy
a show,
Quest.
by the way, just so fun. Oh, also, awesome show. Also,
You never believed in the craft.
You never believed in the craft.
All right.
So
That's empathy, isn't it?
sure is. That's how we roll.
It's a pity Pripyat hadn't gone and done that job in the kitchen.
It really is. It's come up a few times tonight. But
How much easier it would have been.
Yeah,
two. Oh, look.
Oh, and yet nails it again.
The apron, everything.
All right, Aman. So, yep, you're in. Okay, so, Uran Hooks happily chows down on a beautiful salad of arash, possibly slightly spiced with red seeds. And you don't need to do anything. So they are they're disinterested in everything else around them because they're too busy chasing butterflies.
And looking at the flashing lights in the console.
Right. Now, then you have the cabin. So, what do you want to do? You got the little. You've effectively got a short ladder that goes up above you into the captain's space. There is a locked sort of door.
That can be bypassed easily.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Yep. We're up the ladder.
All right. Would you want me to take care of the locked door?
Yes, I think you might have the better talent for it than me.
Well, the thing is, I've actually got lockpicks with me.
Excellent. Well, then you should do that.
I always have lockpicks on me. All right.
They're really tiny.
Oh my god.
Gonna be pushing that then?
No.
Yeah, actually I will.
And it
2 successes.
Pays off. 2 hope lost though. Just pay attention to that.
That's all right. It's a good trade-off.
Good. All right. So it takes you a moment. There's a bit of concern. The lock seems to be using a code base. Well, not a code base, but an older locking sequence than you're used to. But you quickly grasp it and crack it. Door is now just a push away from opening. So who's pushing the door open?
Look, I'll just keep on going in.
Okay, all right.
Because
so
I've got the health and everything.
So you push the door open. You step into the room. So you're in the room that you could see through the crystalline glass. So the room is pretty big for a cabin. So it's about 4 by 4 meters.
Okay.
Which is pretty big. Sited in the middle of the room, so you can see that stuff has been pushed to the walls. So there is actually a small table in here, but it's been rested on its side, pushed up against the wall. Chairs have been pushed up against the wall. You can see other small pieces of furniture and even a duffel bag. has also been pushed against the wall. In the middle of the room, as you saw through the crystalline glass, is a sort of rectangular coffin-like shape, which you can now definitively recognise as a cryogenic storage unit. So this is a unit that is used when people are badly injured or when they need to travel long distances. They're broadly safe, but they're not perfectly safe. So people don't,
Yep.
you're not loading people into these things for travel unless you have to, because they might not wake up. You can see a large power system. It isn't what you were looking for when you were outside was, banks of computer systems. You're not seeing that, but it is definitely powered. And there's a big fat cable running into the wall, into the thing, and that cable pretty clearly carries power, but it probably also carries data.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you want to come up, Nilette?
Oh, I am absolutely at your heels, coming up, following behind you. I'm so interested to know what is up here.
Let's just look around to see if we can see cameras or any kind of security.
Make a perception roll.
Alright. I shall be perceiving.
You may add your threat bonus.
Oh, the
lookout.
For lookout.
Talent, yeah.
Okay, that'll be 2d6s.
Oh, you got lookout too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Didn't know.
Nilette's really good at perception, he says.
Nothing.
I'm not going to push that. No, obviously they didn't bother.
No, don't see any cameras.
No.
Not one. All right, that's what you see. Unless you do. So what do you want to do?
Well, I want to see what's inside this thing.
By the way, this is just for time purposes. This is week. Yep. You're kind of somewhere in the middle of week 2 by the time all of this is cracked out.
Yeah. So one very important thing here is we do not want to shut this off.
No, absolutely not.
Stream, just so we understand. But we do want to see what's inside this thing.
All right. Well, there's a data. There's a data interface. Like there's a little there's a biggish kind of archaic kind of green screen of death screen. Sort of a la Aliens, a la actual mainframe systems.
I've seen those recently.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nilette, you want the honours or do you want me to do it?
I think this is more your thing than mine. Yeah, you do it.
Oh, okay. I have a thing now.
Yeah, you do the electronic stuff and I do the mechanical stuff.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Well,
all right. Well, it's just a matter of reading the data output. So there's a screen, like you just, So there is a single patient, a single patient / individual currently being held in stasis by the system. The clock timer, whatever you want to call it, indicates they've been in stasis for more than a year. And you can both make logic rolls. Neither of you have any medical expertise, do you?
No.
Okay, so just logic rolls for me, please.
Wow, one of us got something.
Yeah.
Yay!
The only thing you notice of any particular, the only outlier thing you note is they are currently being stored at a temperature that should mean effectively, their heart beats once every minute, that kind of thing. There are indicators of brain activity that would suggest, whilst not complete consciousness, more than the sort of incredible levels of, inactivity you would normally expect to see from someone being held in stasis. You don't know a lot about that, other than I think that's meant to beep once every minute, and it seems to be beeping once every, 4 or 5 seconds.
Well,
So it's still
Yeah.
slower than a human, like a person walking around, but it's way faster than your understanding of the medicine would suggest it should be.
Yeah, and this kind of is what Nilly has been most confused about, because it's like from what, Aman and Pripyat had reported previously, how could they be in stasis but also doing all this incredible math at the same time? And they've been in stasis for a year, but we're getting instructions from them every 2 or 3 days? Like, what is going on? Okay, so this kind of goes a little bit of a way to explaining that they're in stasis, but very low partial consciousness. But how would that work to do such high level of maths? Like, she can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they've put something else in the consciousness.
But is there any sign that is the case? Like,
no, there isn't. It's just purely theory.
Yeah.
Can we actually see them?
No. Case is closed and not transparent.
Right.
Interesting.
Can I check the duffel bag, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Pull open the duffel bag. It looks like there's a kind of, and you've seen bags like this a heap.
Yeah.
It's the duffel bag the captain probably carried in and out of their job. So there's a captain's uniform. There's a bunch of pictures, some of which seem to suggest some sort of family relationship. There are, there's kind of proud pictures of children wearing their, kind of navigator, junior.
Yeah, cadet, navigator.
Yeah, exactly, junior cadet kind of pictures. You yourself have featured in many such pictures over the years.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty standard looking thing.
Yeah, but nothing to indicate what might have happened to the captain.
Not in the duffel bag, no.
Well, let's look at the desk and some of the other stuff around and see what we can find as far as physical things. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there is a journal that's not particularly well hidden. But and journal, it's a digital journal.
Okay, so she's on a tablet or something.
Exactly. So it is locked. It doesn't look like it's kind of super locked, if that makes sense. Like, it's not massive levels of encryption or something, but it's going to take a little while to break into.
Either way, I think we probably should just pocket that and take it with us.
Yep.
I said no intention of interfering with this stasis tube. I suspect if we opened it up, then our ship would suddenly do something very bad that even Benni could pay for. Yeah, exactly. Do that spinning thing out of the slipstream into something. Do you think we've covered all?
I think so. I can't think of what else we could do, but we should just lock the door behind us when we go down.
We lock it. Nilette stays on the bridge, basically, to reassure the guys staring at the lights that everything's okay. And I mosey off.
Okay. All right. Aman, that night, all of your breakers throw.
Okay.
However, the work that you put into building the your own personal set of management stops that spike from damaging your ship. The one thing you are conscious of is this was a much more serious attempt to cause damage to the ship.
Yeah. This is a very a very direct attack.
Yeah. The last
Yep.
time it was like it was annoying. This time, if that had spiked through to the shuttle directly, you would have experienced quite significant damage to the shuttle's systems.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try and reinforce it further when we get the time.
Okay. Hey, Nalette, the next day,
Yeah.
Indria Kanda summons you to a chat.
Okay.
So you rock up to the bridge to do your little job with Urani Hooks, and Urani's not there. Indria is there. And when you step through, she politely closes the door behind you.
Hello.
Hi. This is a ship that takes privacy very seriously. I'm sure you'd understand that privacy is an important attribute, and sensitivity around people's personal circumstances, unless there is a direct threat to the ship or the crew, is considered an attribute of great regard amongst the command crew.
I see. Well, that seems wise.
So, yesterday, you did something to Uran, I don't know what, and then you entered the captain's cabin. And at that point, she on the big display that normally just shows, navigation, scrolling past or something. There's direct video imagery of you sniffing around the captain's cabin, looking at things. There's imagery of Aman pocketing the journal. It's in full HD color. And you're there. She's looking at you. Now, at this point, she says, at this point, I would normally get Marquise to come up here, put you in an airlock, and open the outside door.
I see. That's quite extreme.
You broke into the captain's cabin. You stole the captain's personal journal. You poisoned or drugged the only other member on the bridge, which you then abandoned to go and investigate the captain's cabin, leaving the ship without a single member of the command crew in charge of the ship. Tell me how I'm overreacting again. Explain to me the bit where this is an overreaction.
Well,
let me open up the rules for you so that you can check yourself whether I'm being unreasonable.
reasonable.
So I can't do that to you because, as it turns out, you're a special envoy of the council.
Mm-hmm.
And if I went back now, having not discovered whatever it is that you are looking for, I suspect the guild, the Council of Eyes, would ensure that I would never again command a ship of any size. At a minimum. So I can't do that to you. I can't.
No, you can't.
I can't space you. But I can exile you from the bridge. That I can do.
Okay.
So I can make sure you never come into this bridge again. I can't space you, but I can do that. So that's what we're gonna do. You're gonna leave the bridge and never come back, and you're never going to talk about why you're not coming back to the bridge. And in return, and you're also not going to talk about what you saw in the captain's cabin.
Well, I don't want to talk about what happened in the captain's cabin in general with other people, but I do want you to start telling me the truth about what is going on with that captain and why is he in that stasis tube? Who is actually making decisions on this ship? Are you really the captain? What is going on? That's the only reason I went up there, is because I could tell you a lie and I don't like it.
Okay, make it an alert roll. What is that?
That is so good. I love it.
I like the way you just step right through the embarrassment and straight on to, I was centimetres away from being spaced, but you're going to tell me the truth because, God damn it, I'm going to find out the truth. Okay.
Not my fault, it's your fault.
Exactly. So can I get a... This is beautiful, by the way. I love everything about this. I don't know what do you think Nalette should roll? It's your call. You tell me what you think Nalette should roll.
Well, I think it might be logic.
Okay.
Because it's not empathy or insight. It's not that she's just like, here is the logical problem that I must solve.
Well, yes, no, that's the understanding of the problem. I think to command someone to give you information.
Oh, yeah, to command someone, you're like...
Yeah, that might be an empathy roll. Or an insight
roll. Yeah, which is...
More that.
She's crap at both of them, but I think maybe...
Well, of course she is, because she's Nalette. She's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's never... That's how she got...
Never stopped her.
That's how she ended up outside of the Navigator's Guild the first time round. So.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Right here.
Don't worry, I will be recording this.
Exactly. This is the sort of shit that she does. Alright, so let's go. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so Nalette. Alright.
Alright. Maybe you could boot her off the bridge, Nalette.
As Special Aid Boy, I have command over your...
Take that,
I think
Bainbridge scholars.
Anyway. Back to, what's his name? Her name? I can't remember who it was I'm supposed to be reporting back to.
I'll have to look it up.
You've been given dispensations above the normal rank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so she goes...
Anyway, I've got to...
So, as your special envoy, you will tell me, or else I'm going to tell you, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Okay. 2 successes, so pretty impressive, actually. The captain experienced a very traumatic injury caused by... some form of blight infected thing from space. I didn't see it. It was but when he came back inside the ship, he was covered in this blue ice and suffering significant physical trauma.
Blue ice.
So we put him in the in the suspension system to save him from dying. Like, he was dying, so we threw him into, suspension in the hope that would keep him alive. Since then, the captain started to communicate with us about 6 months ago, and I've had, the medical officer and myself have checked the systems. Obviously, if we open the suspension casket, we breach the stasis, and he might die. so that's why we haven't opened it. However, the evidence is that he is conscious and capable of interacting, albeit slowly, with the ship's systems. So, and he still loves the ship and what he's done is, he's now our, we haven't had an accident entering the slipstream, and his ability to, kind of predict the most efficient paths to locations is sort of better than it's ever been. So we leave him alone, and trust in science and trust in his own goodwill, that this life, the only life that he will have, is one that adds value. It does occur to Nalette at this point, who's got 2 successes, so I did mention this in the Discord a couple of days ago. There are members of the Navigators Guild who explicitly and actively reject the idea of the icons. So effectively, they're optimistic nihilists. We have one life. The universe is an arsehole. So really, it's on you to live the best life you can live, and nothing else matters. And yeah, the way she's talking, she's clearly speaking from that kind of philosophical, optimistic nihilism kind of modality.
Okay.
I should admit, I am an opportunistic nihilist. I'm an opportunistic nihilist, so I might have some empathy for I keep on saying opportunistic, optimistic nihilism myself.
Optimistic nihilism.
Anyway, so that's what she tells you. That's the information you get out of her. She's still very much of the opinion you're never getting back on this bridge. And she seems really, actually quite righteously excised about the fact that you disabled the other bridge crew member and you left the bridge. Like that is actually something she's genuinely unhappy about.
Well, I can really understand her perspective on that, and I do, from the bottom of my heart, actually really legitimately apologise for abandoning the bridge, and I understand I did the wrong thing in doing that, and I should let Amon go up by himself. And I completely respect her decision to exile me from the bridge. I think that is completely fair. And I'm very glad she's told me the truth. So I thank her for that.
All right.
And I will not mention a word of this to any of the higher-ups in the Navigators Guild who I'm supposed to be reporting to.
Okay. So, well, she thanks you for that, and thanks you for your recognition of, effectively your dereliction of duty, because in her mind, that's what you did. And accepts that, maybe you hadn't contemplated the full gamut of the problem in your desperate attempt to find out the truth or find out the information. But she's still going to keep you off the bridge. It's still going to happen.
Totally fair.
And she'll be keeping Aman off the bridge as well. She just notes that Aman should consider himself part of that story. Although you were actually bridge crew and he wasn't, so it's less problematic. All right, so you kind of, so I assume you go back to the rest of the group and you all regather. You have this kind of really important piece of information, and not to, look, we all. I kind of want to say Coriolis, the Great Dark, where delving is what everyone said the mechanic was about, but the reality is it's all about ship intrigue and everything else is kind of a sideshow to that. The role-playing game. TM. Because we said...
Actually, it's funny. I've had people ask me about Coriolis, the Great Dark, and they're like, "Oh, isn't it just like a dungeon crawl?" And I'm like, "We've been playing for this many games, and we've done like 2 dungeon crawls. Most of it's just like, yeah."
I thought it was more like the Love Boat in space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 1,000,000%.
I mean, if love was like ghosts and weird shit and happens in cryo chambers.
Fantasy island on a ship in space.
Yeah,
There is a
also.
Fantasy Island episode where the Fantasy Island guy, played by Ricardo Montalban, fights the devil.
Mr. Rourke, his name was.
Mr. Rourke
Yes.
fights Satan. That's all I'm going to say.
And
Get behind me, Satan!
It's just bizarre. Fantasy
dear.
Island was a deeply bizarre show at points.
They had good writers.
Who were smoking a lot of weed. Taking a fairly significant amount of LSD. Alright, so on that note.
Is Nalette on galley duty now?
Nalette is
Or
actually without a job.
or it could be your Trepo's offsider. So it's really into the morale.
will he actually? That's a good point. Yatrepo won't know the detail, but you'll be unsurprised to discover that Yatrepo rapidly finds out that you're no longer allowed on the bridge. And he will indeed, noting your very significant level of interest and engagement at the team building exercise last week, wrap you in the Dawood singing experience. God, what's her name? I'm going to look her up because I actually had it in my head for when I was running Coriolis the Third Horizon.
Some.
No, that's not it. No. Hold on. I'm literally gonna look up her name because she was so cool.
So, Nalette's next question to ponder is, what on earth was the captain doing outside of the ship that he got traumatically injured by something blight infested? And what is blight infested in the slipstream? What is going on?
By the way,
Well, the thing is, he may not have been in the slipstream.
Kuthum, Kulthum. If you ever, she has this amazing voice. It's kind of amazing. She's stunning. Anyway, sang her all life. Amazing woman.
Remember, this ship got retrofitted and everything to make it more slipstreamable.
Correct.
It had been doing the local runs around the place.
Oh,
Place. So, who knows?
All right. So that was where I was going to segue in with. We'll kind of hand wave the next 2 weeks because don't worry, there's a lot of travelling to go.
That tablet, by the way.
Oh yes, the journal that you still have. Yes.
Yes. Let's answer that question about what he was actually doing outside the ship.
Okay. Make a jury rig roll for me, please.
Jury rig. With equipment.
I assume you.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Let's do it. Yeah,
Holy crap! There's a lot of ones.
I know. That's why I'm not pushing it. It just has to go click.
Okay. I did say it was reasonably simple. All right. So the journal actually is unfortunately a bit boring. It doesn't answer the question you just asked.
Okay.
He does not. The final entry is a pretty prosaic, sort of. Actually. No, all right. Let me reverse out of that statement just slightly. There is a bit of an interesting statement. You don't know if it's what he was doing outside the ship. There is a message. His final journal entry is, have received new orders from the Master Algebraist on Jamua, on the ship city. Am retasking our ship to go to the outer fields of Jamua to examine a damaged a asteroid. Not an asteroid. What am I thinking of? Comet. That's the word I'm looking for.
A comet.
Seeking
Wow.
to engage and chase Comet X-27. So random alphanumeric numbering, not actually named.
Right. So that really made his life exciting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously comets are not unheard of in any system.
Mm-hmm.
You're not an astrophysicist or anything like that, so
No. Nalette would be the closest thing that we have to that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we take
Keep
a
my
few
star
notes.
chart.
Note down the comet, etc., all that sort of stuff. But I do intend on just returning the journal to them as a gesture of good faith.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
if you do that, you're
Told I'm not going to the bridge.
no, but the spiking of your energy system seems to die away.
Yeah. Give a thumbs up to the camera.
All right, so good sesh, guys. Now we haven't done XP for at least 2 sessions.
No.
Yeah.
So we might just quickly run down the XP box if that's okay.
Yeah.
Did a lot.
We've done a lot over a couple of sessions, and people have done things. Now, I will just say, by the way, Nalette, like, you might actually have your dark secret slightly activated by the experience of being booted off the bridge.
Yeah, I was feeling.
Yeah, I think that's legit. I think that would be a legit thing for her to be picking up on, just as a small sideline. Where is it? Crew points, explorer points. Here we are. Thank you. Did you participate in the session? Yes, you did. So that's 1. Did you roleplay your quirk? Did you roleplay your dark secret? Sorry, let me rewrite that statement. Over the last 2 sessions, do people feel like they have engaged in their dark secret? Certainly, obviously Lily has. Obviously, I was just saying Nalette has. Do we think? Does Pripyat feel the love for the dodgy things that he's been getting on with?
Not really. I don't think so. Not at this point.
Actually, that kind of reminds me. Do you reckon that Garboodleb, he's also a dodgy, not really explorer?
Yeah.
Would have he known Pripyat in the, let's say, before times as to,
I don't
dodgy
think so,
non-explorer
because
explorers?
Pripyat's perception of his own importance and relevance is far in excess of the lived experience of others. So, no, I think Garboodleb. I kind of feel like we explored this when we first met Garboodleb. Garboodleb doesn't know Pripyat.
Okay.
He's a small rock in a big system.
I was just thinking it could be a way that that Mike could sort of get some dark secret stuff in there in the future if he wanted to, but anyway.
Did you explore an unknown location? I'm going to give it to you for the whole... Oh, actually, no, maybe the next one catches it. Did you investigate a mystery? Yeah. Yeah. More than one. Yeah. Did you instigate or partake in intrigue? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you help another explorer? I think so. I'll give you that as well. Did you overcome a difficult challenge? I don't think it was difficult, but you did roll very well, so maybe I'm being unkind there. Certainly you paid a price. Like, there's a price to be paid here. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and did you interact with your affiliated faction through your contacts or backgrounds? I think you can all tick that box.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
the last little while. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, there you go. 6 XP for everyone. And if you feel if you played out your quirk, if you played out your dark secret, bump it up to 7.
Woo!
No, not yet.
Oh no! What is that? Whoops. Hi.
Okay.
My bad. Excellent.
So add 7 XP if you did your dark secret, or 6 XP if you did not, to your sheets, please.
Nice.
I have 18 XP now.
You need to
Wow! You can get like a third level.
Well, I was saving it up. I'm going to put it into, like, I have a few things that I want, but just first off, I'm just going to do another point into polearms. That's what I was saving up for.
Oof.
So yeah.
What does that give your polearm skill at?
3.
Wow.
Oh!
8 plus a beer long 10. Wow. You could like get 12 or 13 dice on the first round of hitting somebody.
And I've got Executioner on top of that.
Oh, you. Bloody hell.
Wow. That's some serious dice you're throwing around there.
Yeah.
Funny, because there's a perception that, which is, I think, broadly correct, but not specifically correct, that actually this game has less dice pool than the Third Horizon. I think that's true in the macro, in that the Third Horizon, the skills and the stats meant you tended to have much broader pools. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
if you had 8 dice for firearms, it was with pretty much all firearms.
Yeah.
But you can still pump up the dice pool, as we can now see.
Mm.
Now, just on the other question, crew points. Crew points. Did you take on a challenge? Yep, as a crew. Yes, I think so. So that's 1. Did you partake in a great ship voyage? Yes. So that's 2. Did you find a new builder artifact or glyph? No. Did you give or get a promise of a favour? Yes, you did.
So the actual chamber wasn't any kind of artifact in any way.
No,
It was
no,
just
I
standard
gave
tech.
XP for the chamber ages ago. I'm talking about
okay.
2 sessions. So
No. The cryo tube.
no, it's just a standard stasis.
Yeah. Okay.
Pod. Like, you've seen them; they exist. They're not unique or magical or anything.
Sorry, interrupt.
No, that's all right. So you get 1, 2, 3 crew points
Awesome.
as well.
So that's. I see we've got 6. Have we already spent the Spiderbot, and has Garuka got the Phoenix engine upgrade?
Yeah, that's what we spent our 6 on, I thought.
Because I think I looked at their sheet last time and
6, so it should be down to 0, not at 6,
Correct.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense. You should be at 0 at the moment.
Because we didn't use the trainer and we didn't give the wads of cash to the trainer, so we just trained up as per normal, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And gave that Phoenix ability to Garuka.
yeah, have we put that on Garuka's sheet?
I have not put it on Garuka's sheet. I can't.
Reserve bird handler.
Let me put the bird powers on the sheet. It's an advanced power, I assume. Phoenix. Does it belong to the Spectre? No. Is it all? Phoenix engine. Yeah, there it is. Hold on. I just tried.
It belongs to all.
I just tried to put it on you as a team rather than on the bird. Sorry, Garuka. That was terrible.
We all have Phoenix engine. Excellent.
Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, it's got Alberta as a guide here, but it's a Spectre.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's just drop down. Let's just drop down material. I'll do it now. There you go. Fixed. Oh, it does make a difference. Okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah.
I have fixed it. It is now Spectre.
Okay, and there's Phoenix engine. Yay, Garuka might not die easily.
Easily.
As much.
Broken or even dead, killed in the night, comes back to life and regains all its health. Wow. Yeah, okay. That's right. I remember you were talking about it last time. That's an impressive ability. Actually, that means it can't have the fast sight ability, doesn't it? That sounds right. All right. Anyway, problem for another day. So you should have been down to 0, in which case you should have 3 crew points now. Does that make sense? Am I speaking sensibly?
Yeah.
Goodness, awesome. Alrighty. So on that note, the next session will start with your entry into the Gahand solar system as you pop out of your short trip on the what's it called? The
Arcandor.
On the Arcandor. I was looking for the name of the actual slipstream, which is the Felcantia. The Felcantia slipstream.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be available next time, I'm afraid. I've got a book launch I've got to go to.